In this video, I want to cover some of my top lessons from 2025, and to pretty much just recap the year. I'm seeing a lot of, it's 28th of December right now, and I'm seeing a lot of people actually closing the year with a recap video or a breakdown video or like top 5 lessons that I've learned in 2025. And I want to do my own version of that as well. So that's what this video is going to be about. Now, here's the problem. I don't actually know a lot of I don't remember what happened last year. I think that's sad because I haven't documented a lot of my journey, and I don't know what happened last year. I really don't. I don't know what happened. I kind of know. I can kind of tell you these are the things that happened, but I can't tell you precisely. And I think that's really bad because I haven't documented my journey. And I wish I documented it a lot more, which is why I'm doing it now, but I wish I did it in the past. Because do you know how many interesting things you could just know about me? Like, do you know that Luke Belmar, he's not getting sued, but I used to work with him like 2 years ago. He called me fucking Batman, dude. Do you know that? No, you don't. It's an interesting fact about me. But yeah, there's just so many of these little stories that I went through in my year. Even though I I didn't have any financial success, even though I could. Actually, bro, when I just think about it now, if I started doing like outreach and shit, the stuff I'm doing now, if I started like 3 years ago, oh my days. But again, the information wasn't really the best, you know. Nowadays, the information that you will find is fucking, compared to 3 years ago, holy shit, right? Nowadays, you can literally go on somebody's channel like mine and find something that can get you kick-started like easily. But 3 years ago when I was starting, dude, so fucking hard. And I was kind of lost for the first 2 years, but again, I was still able to make some really good achievements. And so that's kind of the problem. I digress. I went on a tangent, but that's the problem. I didn't really document my journey, and because of that, I don't remember what happened like few months ago, let alone in the past year. But I'm gonna try and kind of go over each month of the year and kind of see what has happened, and just let you guys know how the year went. Now, to give you some proper context, I own an agency, content agency, marketing agency, how you want to call it, and we help people with content, to put it simply. And over the last year, we have grown so incredibly much. However, very interesting. I've been in the space for like 3 years. This 1 year, this last 365 days, it's been a bit more, like 4 months more since I started. So like a year and 4 months or something. Like the last 365 days, arguably the most fucking life-changing. Actually, like August 19th is when I got the first client. Okay? And so that's really when things started rolling in. But like since August 19th last year to now, out of those 3 years, the best year ever. And even more specifically, from September of 2025 to now, which is December 28th of 2025, was the best few months of my business. Like that's last 4 or 5 months. And holy shit, I have so much to tell you. So for context, I entered 2025 obviously with a big goal. Before that, my goal was set to hit 10K a month, and I did it by the end of the year in like 4 months. Started, locked in, hit 10K a month 4 months after that. And after that, I entered the year with pretty big ambition, like, oh, we're gonna do 100K a month by the end of the year. We're not there. Unfortunately, we're halfway there. And we have so many deals in the pipeline, but I'm not going to talk about that. And I entered the year pretty strong with high ambition, but I wasn't really going smart. I was like super dumb. I can 100% say that I'm entering 2026 a lot more confident, with a lot more stability, with a lot more knowledge than I entered 2025. Okay? 2025, I was just a dumb kid, I didn't really know what I was doing. I kind of knew, but I didn't know for sure. And we had this outreach strategy that was kind of working. we managed to get a couple of decent clients. To be fair, we got one client at that time. He had 1 million followers with the specific outreach strategy. His name is Kyle Frungen. We managed to help him hit 1 million views in like 10 videos. Whilst we were working together, like he reached first place in school. Fucking outcompeted Hamza Ahmed in the same niche, like all that shit, right? It was a pretty good case study. And then outreach method back then was we were sending free video editing samples to people. Then we got in touch with another guy called Swaggy CTV. He's in the training space. 300k followers. I think he was fluctuating between like 600 and 900k a month. Pretty big guy in the space. January was, honestly, the entire year was super slow as fuck. I don't know why the fuck did I tolerate it that much. It was super slow until December, like I said. However, we closed a couple of people, particularly in January. That was also the time when I was working with Samuel Sapp. If you know who Samuel Sapp is, that was also when Samuel Sapp scammed me. Believe it or not, he scammed me. We did fucking banger videos for him. I think we generated like 6.6 million views with just 30 videos alone for him. And obviously he paid way later because I had to like expose him in the comments, and obviously he then DM'd me and paid me. But before that, he was just ghosting me. And bro, I remember at that time I was like being so fucking desperate, asking like, why are you not paying me? And I would just see him on the story going out and fucking buying a shitload of Christmas presents. That was fucking depressing, okay? That was fucking depressing. And then at that time, we also started working with Cardinal Mason. If you guys don't know, that is a pretty big name in info space. Cardinal Mason, we sent him a video, he liked it. We started working with him. That partnership didn't really last long, maybe like 2 months at best. But it was super insane. Mason loved our work. And by the way, oh my god, this is so interesting. Mason loved our work, but he ended up ghosting us. I have no idea why the fuck he ghosted us. But then, coincidentally, he also stopped posting on short form, on all organic platforms, in fact. And he just disappeared from organic, and he just disappeared, ghosted me, didn't answer my texts. And I was wondering, like, what the fuck happened? Like, I didn't expect this from Cardinal Mason. I thought, because like all these are guys, they ghosted me and all that. I didn't expect Mason to be one of them as well. And I thought, he's being a dickhead. He ghosted us, But then, so many months later, I found out, obviously, Mason, he hit 1 million a month. I'm like, that's cool, And after that, I finally find out in one of the Jeremy's videos, Jeremy Haynes, he talks about, obviously, Mason is a student of Jeremy, and Jeremy is talking about how Mason managed to accomplish 1 million a month. And Jeremy just, because like at that specific time when I started working with Mason, he was falling off with organic, like under 300k a month, which is like for Mason not usual, right? He was like averaging 500k a month. And so Jeremy at that time told Mason to stop doing organic and go all in on paid ads, and that's what he did. And that's exactly when he ghosted me. So it's pretty interesting. That conversation probably, I assume, led Mason to just not only dropping me as a person, like I know that Mason doesn't have anything against me personally, of course. Mason is a fucking great dude, great to work with as well. He just obviously did where the money was, went where the money was. I respect that. I'm so fucking happy that he had 1 million a month. But it's very interesting. Jeremy is somebody who brought us a lot of clients, and he's a fucking amazing client. But it's so funny, looking back, he also cost me one client, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe 2026, Mason decides to go on organic as well. And we end up working together as well. Who knows? God willing. But anyway, Mason is one of our bigger clients at that time. And then we also, around March, we start working with 2 notable people. One of the names is less popular, Ryan Johnson. At the time, he was a fitness coach. Now he's a business coach. I'm not really going to go too much in depth because you don't know who that guy is. But for me, it was a pretty significant deal at the time. And we had this dude, John Mark Stevenson. Dude, John Mark Stevenson, one of the hardest people to close. I followed up with that guy. I think I started July 2024. I followed up until March. We had like so many, like December was when he wanted to work with us, but then he had some issues and couldn't work it out. And he also didn't like the fact that I was working with Samuel Sapp. So I reached out to him again, like, I don't know, like fucking a millionth follow-up with the guy. I think it was March or February. And then obviously he liked my work, but it's like those little things just bugged him and he couldn't work with me. And I told him, hey, I stopped working with Samuel Sapp. That's when he started working with me. To be fair, I still follow up with John. To this day, we never really worked out a proper deal. There was just a lot of consistency issues, but I'm not going to go into that. And who knows why that happened. But, you know, we still did manage to get him pretty good results in terms of the content. He always liked our content. So, again, you know, same thing with Mason. I don't think John has any resentment to me as a person. I just think he focused on the money making actions, and fucking respect, right? But again, John Mark, one of my most favorite case studies, and super glad to have had him as a client. Maybe again, who knows? We work with him in the future as well. That was like March, and after March, I do not really remember any other significant things that have happened. It was just pretty stagnant after that. Like up until March, we were taking some action, but like after March, it fucking dried out. I really do not think, like, we had some small deals here and there, but again, nothing significant until June. Till June, that's when we started working with Nick Terrio. Nick Terrio, I mean, that deal just came out of. Also, yeah, we had another client. We worked with him also February, March. We worked with him for 2 months. He loved our work. His name is Cameron Oliveira. Super chill guy. And then obviously he decided to go another route, obviously fine. And then he reached out to us multiple months later, again wanting some work. And but yeah, super chill guy. I mean, I take my pride in my agency that we work with some of the coolest people in the space, and I'm so grateful to run this agency. And then I think March till June, that's when things started really being fucking stagnant. And then in June we closed Nick Terrio. Holy shit, it was a whale of a client. And we still work with him today. So it's 7 months, and we just signed on for 3 more months. Fucking insane, dude. I love working with Nick. I love working with every single one of my clients. There's really a rare case where I don't like working with somebody. If I don't like working with somebody, it's you fucked up, dude. Okay. We also had some small deals here and there. But in July, that's when I did my actual first 20K month. Okay. So yeah, we were hovering. I think I was looking at a screenshot. In January, I was at 11K a month. And by the way, with my outreach strategies, I was reaching big people in the space. Big people. Okay. So, I met and talked to and spoke to a lot of big people. And again, super grateful for that. I think last year, super fucking eventful. Again, unfortunately, I can't really think of too many things, on top of my head. But yeah, July was our first 20K month. Again, it took me 6 months to go from 10K to 20K. Not fucking good, right? But again, I was a dumbass. Like I told you, September till now is the fastest, best period. I grown the most. I went from growing the business. July we did 20K. August we did 5K collected. I don't know how. September 30K. October 30K. November we fucked up. We did 9K. In December we're also gonna finish at 30-ish K. And that's all cash collected. Revenue is at 50K a month. 40, 50K, fluctuating a bit. Now, I'm not going to go into the specifics. For example, we had one client. He didn't pay us for 3 months just because he gave us so many referrals. And we were like, dude, here you go. 3 months for free. He hasn't paid us in 3 months. And obviously, with the reason, I'm happy to not charge him for 3 months because he brought us so many clients. But yeah, and there's so many little deals like that we have, that bring us to 40, 50K a month in revenue. But again, that's why there's so many terms: revenue, cash collected, this and that. Personally, I think for your ego, it's best to judge yourself by the month or by the year or by a period of time, not revenue. Revenue is pretty much ghost money. So yeah, there's a shit ton of reasons why we're not cash collecting 50K, even though our revenue is 50K. And yeah. But yeah, just to give you like a quick insight, like some clients, our structure is like still improving. Our structure is like still improving. Like, for example, we didn't charge our clients monthly. We charged when the deliverables were done, and then, you know, on top of that, we charged next month, which is super fucking yucky. It's fucking retarded, and we're not gonna do that anymore. We're charging our clients monthly from now on, and that's gonna fix that issue of, you know, bad cash collecting, right? So just wanted to let you know. Now, July, first 20K month, I wasn't that excited. It was like, because like at that time, that's when I was turning 18. Like I was 17 at the time, I was turning 18, and I wanted so bad to hit 50K a month. And we had so many deals in the pipeline, but none of them were going through. None of them. And then obviously, eventually they just ended up ghosting. But it was so kind of depressing. I wanted to hit 50K a month before 18, but it didn't happen. But yeah, I can say at least, you know, and by the way, going into 2026, I'm going to scale this shit so much. But anyway, August, like dude, we collected 5K, I don't know how. Super slow month. And then September, I don't know what it is, but bro, I connected with this guy, Kiwa. We made this deal where he would coach me. I would make free videos for him, and we made that kind of deal. Kiwa is a cool fucking dude. Kiwa Maita, I hope that's how you pronounce it. He helped me a lot. He actually helped me a lot, and just like talking to the guy and having access to that guy, you know, just changing your mindset. That pushes you a little bit. I think it's so true. Like, you will not believe it until you experience that the people that you speak to and that you surround yourself with, it's gonna push you. It's gonna like expand your potential. It's so true. You don't believe it until you experience it. That's like 100%. And yeah, September, I also signed up on Fanbases. Dude, I don't know if like those two things, but like when I think of the reasons why the fuck did we scale so much, I think it's like those two things. I don't know why. That's when we also, like, September is when you also start working with Jeremy Haynes. You know, that just exploded our business significantly. And again, just me working with Jeremy Haynes, I think I've never had a bigger client than Jeremy. Jeremy is like, to date, our biggest client. In terms of money, how much money he's making. In terms of the popularity, we had some deals with, we were supposed to do some deals with School, Alex Hormozi School, had some complications, couldn't pull it off, didn't pull it off. But my biggest client in terms of popularity, School of Hard Knocks. A lot of, I don't state this publicly as much as I should. School of Hard Knocks, I'm a coach inside there, and dude, one of our biggest clients in terms of popularity for sure, and in terms of like the brands on business, 100%, they're taking the cake. But yeah, since September, I think working with Jeremy Haynes like expanded my mindset, like insane amount. How much that fucking expanded my mindset. I just started thinking bigger, started tolerating less, starting being a better business owner, started moving faster, delegating faster, doing faster. Just like, it's just like, I think you always have to keep, that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned, like towards the end of 2025, is like, you have to always expand the horizon and like what's possible. Otherwise, you'll just stay stagnant, because like you are who you compare yourself to, or that's at least your potential. You know, if I live in Bosnia, which is something to talk about. I live in a Bosnian village. Here in Bosnia, the average salary is like maybe 7K a year. You know, and I make almost 40-50K a month. If I was comparing myself to the people here, I would be considering myself a king. But I don't do that. I compare myself to people like Jeremy Haynes, Brett Scales, these people who are ripping $1 million, multiple millions of dollars a month. That's why that's why I keep growing. That's why my standards are always higher. And that's why I'm able to push myself. I think that's one of the biggest things. Like, always keep expanding your potential and fucking compare yourself. Don't listen to people who say comparison is a thief of joy. It's gay. It's fucking gay. Don't listen to them. Compare yourself all the time. It's fucking healthy. Prescribe yourself a nice fucking medication of comparison. Go look at the biggest person you know. Compare yourself to them. Compete with them. Okay? Place bets against them. Okay? Talk to them. Be close to them. You are literally, I experienced this the most recently. You are who you hang around with. Okay, 100%. I've been around bad people, I've been around good people, I've been around people who are like not necessarily bad, but all they want to do is play video games. It's like a spectrum. You have good friends, bad friends, whatever you define, good or bad. And it's like you're in the middle. Oops. And who you hang around most with, they're going to pull you to the end of the spectrum, whether it's good or bad. Okay? Super important. You have to put yourself with the right people. Okay. Now, in terms of, I think one of my biggest bottlenecks, I think in 2025, I also kind of wanted to grow my brand, but I just wasn't serious. There was so many, I would be consistent, then I would stop. I would be consistent and stop, and that would just go on and on and on forever. So, by the way, my camera is gonna about to fucking die. I hope it doesn't die. If it dies, I'm gonna have to wait for it to charge and then refilm. But another lesson, big thing for me, is sticking to and building my actual personal brand. Like I said, in 2025, I was fucking around. In January and February, I started building. I had to open a new account because, like I said, I covered this in one of my previous videos. I had this limiting belief that, my current account that I post on is dead. I have to get a new one. So I did. Started posting. Didn't see much growth. Guess what I did? Went back to the old one for outreach purposes. Obviously, because that's where a lot of people follow me. I was established and all that kind of stuff. So I did for outreach purposes, not necessarily for content. But guess what? I started posting content on there as well. And nothing worked. I have a whole video breaking that down. I was getting 500 views, wasn't consistent, and eventually September, again, a bit of consistency, but then inconsistency, and now finally I'm actually consistent, and I plan to be consistent and for as long as I fucking need. Next year, you will never see me miss a post, not on YouTube, not on Instagram, no matter what happens, bro. You'll not see me miss a post. So that's super important. Dialing in on my brand, actually building my personal brand in 2026. That's, again, a big lesson I learned in 2025, especially towards the end, when people reply to my outreach and they just disrespect me. They don't know who I am. They don't know what I do. They don't know who I work with. They come on the call. They disrespect me. They don't respect me. I don't have a frame in there. They have to be educated. They give me fucking objections. But if I was on a call with them because they came to me, completely different narrative. Completely different. They respect me, dude. Now they don't want to fuck around because they respect me. They don't want to be stupid in my eyes. They don't want me to perceive them as stupid. So again, big lesson. That's what I learned, and I'm gonna be going hard, investing in coaching, editing, all this kind of shit, dude. Super hard going into 2026 for my brand, and also just going to be super intolerant of everything. My own excuses, my own bullshit. For example, it took me so hard to delegate this one certain position in my business because I would have this limiting belief that it's so impossible to train somebody, I can't find them, blah, 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 blah. And guess who I ended up hiring in the end after a year of waiting? I ended up hiring somebody who I was working with 3 years prior. Meaning, what does that mean? 3 years prior, what does that mean? Means I had them in the contacts for 3 years. If I wanted to delegate, I could have just messaged them anytime. What does that tell you? I was tolerant of my bullshit. I could have ranked up the person that was perfect fit, who's doing the work now very fucking well. Could have rang them fucking 6 months ago. Free up more of my time, focus more on acquisition, make more money faster, be like 100K a month now. Who knows? 70K a month. I don't know. 80K a month. Right? But again, it's just like the biggest thing is like for me is like I wasn't doing enough volume. I wasn't being enough fucking ruthless. I wasn't delegating. I was so tolerant. I was like, oh, it's okay. This position is okay, you know? There's no rush. There is rush. I want to scale my business to fucking 200K a month. 200K a month. That's where I want to take it by, I don't know, Q2, Q1, who knows? Right? So, again, it's just, again, super big lesson for me to not treat everything like I have so much time. I don't. It took me 6 months to scale my business from 11K a month to 20K a month. That's embarrassing. That's just laziness. It's laziness. It's not being locked in. It's being too tolerant and all these other characteristics. But that's not what's going to happen. I'm going to start pitching the fuck out of everybody. Start building my brand, going super hard. No fucking mercy. That's what I'm going to be doing. Especially January and February, where everybody's just excited to get their goals. That's where I'm going to be scaling the hardest. But yeah, I think those are my 3 biggest lessons. Build a fucking brand. Surround yourself and expand your potential and your vision, your perception. Surround yourself with better people. Me and my boys were planning to go to fucking Dubai to just fucking lock in. I would yap for like a shit ton more minutes, but honestly, I'm scared of my battery dying, so I have to finish it early. Again, I hope you guys like this. I might expand on this tomorrow if I have anything to expand on, but I think it's everything. Like I said, I wish there was more structure to this. I wish there was better lessons. I just wanted to yap. I don't care. Like I said, that's my intention with these series. First video I said, my intention with these series is not to be perfect. Okay, so I don't care. I just want to yap and post it, use it for clips. That's it. If somebody wants to watch it, if nobody wants to watch it, it's not on my main channel, it's on my unscripted dump channel. I don't care. If it goes viral, awesome. It doesn't get any views, could not care less. So yeah, those are 3 main lessons. If you guys have any questions for me, if you guys want to see who I work with, who I am. Oh shit, there's so many people that I left out. Gregor Gallagher. Do you know who Gregor Gallagher is? Holy shit, that's who we're working with. Look, there's so many people that I missed out on in this list, but we have big boy businesses that we're working with, and I'm just so proud of this year. Not because it's the best, because it's dear to me. I think this is like, obviously every year should be your best year, but this one is like truly dear one. Okay, and it's where I quit fucking around, and it's where I set my foundations to be able to completely change my life. I'm only 18. There's so much shit to be done, dude. So much shit to be done. I'm only 18. I'm super proud of this year and what I've been able to set myself up for. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, message me on Instagram. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.